I am Mamudu Gajaga, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along Caraba Avenue. Thank you for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. In what turned into a late-night session, National Assembly members approved the supplementary budget bill following intense debate at the National Assembly. As coronavirus cases rise, Gambia's health minister has held a press briefing on the latest situation and plans to combat the virus. We hear the latest on the progress of the Q Group's initiative to vaccinate its staff and their families to protect themselves and the public from COVID-19. And the Ministry of Health received a welcomed donation of medical gloves from the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, with funding from China Aid through China's embassy in the Gambia. Those were the main news headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, and if you're just joining us, this is QTV News. National Assembly members raised concern on Tuesday over what some of them describe as the disenfranchisement of Gambians in the diaspora, as they have not been catered for in the Supplementary Appropriation Bill, which was approved with amendments after it was tabled by the Finance Minister. More in this report.
Following hours of intense debate in which divergent views were expressed, National Assembly members approved with amendments the Supplementary Appropriation Bill. However, this only came after they had expressed their dismay at the non-inclusion of what they say are also important national matters that need to be addressed with urgency. Among them, the disenfranchisement of Gambians abroad who were initially billed to vote in this year's presidential elections. Despite government expressing the political will to give them the opportunity to vote for the first time in history, it now appears they may still have to wait until subsequent elections, as the IEC and government cite a lack of funding among reasons for the postponement. For MPs, this was a missed opportunity on the side of government. Sidi Ajata, member for Woolly West, says the Supplementary Appropriation Bill should have catered for diaspora voting and a comprehensive strategy on fighting COVID-19, amongst others.
Honourable Speaker, there are 275,350 Gambians outside. They are sovereign citizens like you. They have the same rights like you, but they have been disenfranchised for decades. But this country is moving not without their money. They have been contributing more than some of us here toward the development of this country. But it is appearing as if nothing is happening.
Sekou Marong, National Assembly member for Latrikunda Sabiji, emphasized the need to prioritize addressing problems affecting the education sector, especially higher learning institutions like the University of the Gambia, who are still owed an outstanding balance that led to a recent staff sit-down strike and cancellation of exams.
You know, there's this one word with politicians. Everywhere you go to, the politician will tell you, my people, the interest of my people, the interest of my people. Yes. I mean, if you buy an ambulance, they are very, very clear. If Western Health Region 1, for instance, from Makumbaya, Kombonot, wanted an ambulance. So do you want to tell me that the people of Makumbaya are not your people? To give them an ambulance? Is that not an emergency? Is that not a priority? It left to the committees that we have in this parliament. I always say this and I will repeat it again. We have a committee responsible for health. When we allocate this ambulance, let us do our job. Let's make sure that this ambulance are functioning.
Seni Ture, National Assembly member for Jara East, says though it is understandable that the Supplementary Appropriation Bill cannot cover all areas, he, however, feels some very important areas have been left out. Thus, the need to have it thoroughly scrutinized to help provide services that will uplift the living standards of Gambians.
We must put in our thinking caps, Honourable Speaker, because we don't have what it takes to, finance or satisfy all these wants or all these needs. Honourable Speaker, the Independent Electoral Commission, IEC,
It says shortfall for the voter registration software application. Honorable Speaker, I am amenable to this demand or this request for the fact that the IEC serves as an important umpire, an independent umpire, and it will go a long way in sanitizing our democratic credentials.
When the supplementary bill was tabled before Parliament for consideration, Gambians took to social media expressing divergent views, with some supporting the move, while many queried its timing, describing it as discriminatory for not including certain issues they think should be prioritized. And some argued that tabling the supplementary appropriation bill without a mini-budget is an aberration. Ansumane Sonyansi for QTV News.
As the number of coronavirus cases rise in the Gambia following flattening decline, the Ministry of Health on Thursday held a press briefing on the latest situation and the measures to control and prevent the further spread of the virus. More in this report.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadu Lamin Samate, reveals that since the outbreak of the coronavirus, the Gambia has recorded 7,962 confirmed cases, 213 deaths, 6,848 recoveries, and currently has 895 active cases. Dr. Samate added, all health regions of the country have registered coronavirus cases, with the majority from the western regions 1 and 2. According to the minister, the recent coronavirus cases comprises 70% of the new Delta variant. He explains what the Delta variant means.
This variant is known to be more virulent, more transmissible, and leading to more severe illness. In the last 1 month, we have admitted 171 severe cases of COVID-19, out of which 103 were females and 68 were males. Of these patients, only 5 had received some form of vaccination. The majority had not received any vaccine at all.
Dr. Samate says his ministry has increased vaccination coverage in the country and explains the role of vaccines in fighting the virus and its efficacy.
It is believed that it provides some protection against infection in the first place. But even if people get infected, they are not likely to develop the severe form of the disease. They may develop mild symptoms, which they may not even take note of. And because they are not likely to develop severe forms of the disease, that means they are also not likely to be admitted in the hospital. And that means they are also not likely to die from the disease. So that means it is protective.
Dr. Samate reveals plans the ministry has taken to contain the spread of the virus.
We continue to work on the treatment centers and other modalities of containment and prevention strategies to halt the spread of the disease. We are working very hard to have 3 oxygen generating plants for the country, 1 to be stationed in Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, 1 at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Bakau Center, also called Deban Treatment Center, and the other at Bansang General Hospital.
Dr. Samate further discloses that over 151,000 doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccines have been received from the U.S. government, and that during the past 2 days of the vaccination, over 11,000 Gambians have been vaccinated. He also calls on the public to be vaccinated to protect themselves and their families. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
Now, following a successful COVID-19 vaccination campaign by the Q Group to protect staff, their families and customers, members on Thursday embarked on an awareness raising to encourage the public to get vaccinated. Babukar Sise has the rest of the story.
According to reports by the medical doctors, the coronavirus is spreading at an alarming rate in the Gambia, and the daily statistics show the death toll is rising. The management of the Q Group created a conducive environment for its staff, families and loved ones to be vaccinated at the Q City grounds on Tuesday and Wednesday. The campaign is so successful that almost all the Q Group staff and the family members have been voluntarily vaccinated. Continuing to raise awareness for the public to be vaccinated, staff on Thursday wore QCell orange-colored as well as white T-shirts to assure customers that they are safe and protected to interact with the Q Group staff. The chairman of the Q Group, Mohamed Jah, whose visionary leadership initiated the successful drive, explains.
What motivated us is that we have seen that this virus is not going away unless we take action. And right now, all over the world, I think the only preventive action we can take is by taking this vaccine. We thought that we should lead the campaign, as the Q Group, because that we are one of the biggest employers in this country. Why? Because our companies serve the public. The public come to our offices to get services from us. And we don't want to pose any risk to anybody coming to our offices, So we thought that it's important that we lead this campaign. We hope and pray that the other companies will follow suit, So far, so good. As you can see, we started 2 days ago. And I can happily say today that the entire Q Group, have vaccinated. We did not force anybody. I want to make that clear. Management has not forced anybody. But when we explain to the staff the importance of this vaccine, how it will protect us and protect the customers we serve, the people we serve, I think they all embraced it.
The CEO of the Q Group Foundation, Aissatou Jah, thanked the government, the Ministry of Health and partners for raising awareness. She encourages the public to take the shot.
This is a war. It's a pandemic. It's a war. So we need to protect ourselves. And the only tool we have right now is the vaccine. So we are urging all Gambians to really embrace this campaign and get vaccinated. But don't stop at getting vaccinated. You need to encourage others to get vaccinated. Even if it's 1 or 2 people that are close to you, if you encourage them, if everybody does that, very soon we'll all be vaccinated. This T-shirt just shows that we are vaccinated. We are telling everybody, whoever is wearing this T-shirt in this company today shows they are vaccinated. And we're just using that to encourage people to know that, to put our hands up that, yes, we are proud that we are vaccinated and we are encouraging others to do the same. This vaccine is safe. It's approved by the WHO. It's approved by our governments. It's used all over the world. It is safe.
Lamin Bojan, the production supervisor at the Q Group's natural mineral water company at Q City, commended the Q Group for the laudable initiative.
So the Q Group, under the leadership of the CEO, Mohamed Jah, he organized his medical team to come here at the Q City to vaccinate every Q Group member, including the natural mineral water. So I think it's a very important initiative, and it's not limited to the Q Group members only, and their family members too. The initiative needs to be accepted by everybody, because it's something very obvious. When you go to the hospital, you see the intensive care unit is being busy with COVID-19 patients, and the death toll is also increasing. So I think it is a very good initiative for everybody to take the preventive measure to take the vaccine.
CEO Jah thanked partners and stakeholders for swift facilitation of the vaccination procedure. At QuantumNet Institute of Technology, Espas Motors, QuantumNet Service Center, and all other Q Group companies, the message is clear. Get vaccinated, protect yourself and your families.
We are vaccinated!
Babakar Sise, QTV News.
From that story, now we are going to take a short commercial break, and when we return, we'll have some more local news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Such exceptional prices, impossible to miss the Butty Days. Butty Days is the unmissable appointment of Butty Mart. From the 17th to the 31st of July, take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 50% off on several product family. The best quality, price ratio for the best construction is at Butty Mart. So don't wait anymore. Let's hit the road for the Butty Days. Butty Mart, everything for construction, from foundation to finishing.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and this is QTV News. The United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, with funding from China Aid through its embassy in the Gambia, on Wednesday handed to the Ministry of Health 400,000 disposable medical gloves worth over $30 million at an event held at the Central Medical Stores. Loli M. Camara was there, and she now reports.
This donation came at a time the country is experiencing a rise in coronavirus cases and deaths linked to the virus. According to the health experts, the donated items, which include 400,000 disposable medical gloves purchased by UNFPA funded by China Aid, will be of great significance and will contribute greatly towards helping Gambian healthcare workers to do their work. Kule Adeneyi, UNFPA country rep, says his institution is delighted to give out what he describes as worthwhile support in the fight against COVID-19. Further adding that his office has been supporting and will continue to support national COVID-19 efforts and the efforts to improve sexual and reproductive health and rights of women and girls in the Gambia. He also had an announcement to make.
In the coming weeks, as part of the project, medical equipment, including delivery beds, anesthetic machines, ultrasound scanners, oxygen concentrators, which is very important for the COVID response, suction pumps, thermometers, blood pressure machines, and other equipment will be arriving in the country. And this equipment will be distributed all over the Gambia, even to the most rural of places.
At the event, China's ambassador to the Gambia, Ma Jianchun, states that the coronavirus pandemic has showed the significance of strengthening the public health sector. Adding that recently, a partnership for Africa's development was jointly launched by China and African countries at the UN Security Council, which calls on the international community to support Africa, including the health sector. At the end of his statement, he made this disclosure.
I'm pleased to take this opportunity to inform you that the Chinese government is going to provide the Gambia with 200,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccine as a grant. Honorable Minister Samad and I are communicating and coordinating on the preparation for receiving the vaccines.
Receiving the donated items, Dr. Ahmadul Lamin Samate, the Minister of Health, outlined that this is not the first time the ministry has received such valuable donations from UNFPA and China. And according to him, the items given to the health ministry will be of great help, especially at a time the country's healthcare is employing all efforts to control the disease.
I am told that these gloves were just manufactured in May, just about 2 months ago. They were manufactured, so they have a long shelf life, and here they are today with us just within two months. This is exemplary. So this also goes to tell people whatever challenges we have in the health sector, we're working very hard behind the scenes to resolve the problems. A lot was being done behind the scenes to make sure that whatever our people need, our frontline health workers need, they get for the services.
Babanding Sabali, Director of Pharmaceutical Services, also spoke at the event, and he thanked the donors for their foresight to donate to the Health Ministry. The Health Minister advised all heads of government health institutions to come forward and request the gloves to be available at their health posts across the country. For QTV News, Lolly M. Camara.
Sharing Wonders, a UK-registered charity and not-for-profit organization, on Tuesday donated 30 mattresses, among other valuables, to the Gambia Girl Guides Association in Canifing. Loli M. Camara again.
The Gambia Girl Guides Association was founded in 1923. In 1888, a training center was founded to train those with other skills in functional numeracy and literacy. The center now teaches various skills including cookery, batik making, tie and dye, restaurant management, hotel management, and front office management. The materials donated include 30 mattresses, gas cookers, boxes of clothes, kitchen utensils, refrigerator, and pens, among other things. Receiving the items, Khadija Ejobate, Chief Commissioner of the Gambia Girl Guides Association, expressed delight and said the items will go a long way towards helping students to do their work. adding the presentation also coincides with an important international conference. Khadija Tujabate further outlined some of the constraints the association faces.
In fact, I think that is why these people are here. We have constraints, like before we used to have full-time teachers, but right now as I'm speaking to you, most of our teachers are on part-time because we cannot pay full-time teachers. We don't have the money to pay full-time teachers, so that's why we have those constraints. And even with that, most of our teachers are universities, we are going to universities. That's why they were able to. The message I want to send is, normally in every country, the chief patroness is always the first lady. But it's unfortunate for the Gambia. I think it was during Sadauda's time, we enjoy the first lady's patronage. Because during Sadauda's time, Lady Chilel was always with us. She gives us sponsors wherever. In fact, sometimes she will come here and then will tease us. Now let's have Daukir. Daukir means we all stay here in the hostel. We are not going home. We'll all laugh over it when you have programs. And then from time to time, she will visit and some aid will come. But since then, we don't have any benefit from first ladies. In UK,
speaking to reporters after the handing over, Mama Gambia, as she is fondly called, gave a detailed explanation about Siarin Wonders and some of their areas of intervention.
And we got more than 1,000 children in our schools, and the Gambian people are saying they are the best schools. When I came in this country just for visit 21 years ago, and I saw the lack of education. So that was one of my dreams, to do something for schooling. Schools, education, and the clean water. So alhamdulillah, we just completed 367 water wells. And mashallah, we are making the best water wells, with all the hygiene, the cover, all the ways is solid concrete wells. Normally we make wells for the schools, for the orphanage, for the masjids, and for the hospitals, like Girls Guide. And inshallah, very soon we're going to make one well for the deaf school. Because we know people have water, but the water is only comes on the timing, and it's for a very short time. But if you have your own well, then you can do so much.
Nyumasatu Jaju, as students, shares our joy and thank the donors for giving out such important materials. Siarin Wonders is based on the concept that God has provided us all with various levels of wealth and ability or favors. Their aim is to encourage individuals to share these wonders with others who are less fortunate. The group is expected to be at the School for the Deaf on Friday for another major donation. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
A 5-day campaign to raise awareness on marine turtle protection began on Wednesday. The event was organized by Smile for Life the Gambia and partners, aimed to engage the fishermen and boat owners on the importance of preserving the species. Babukasi reports.
The 5-day community outreach program will meet the fishermen, boat owners and stakeholders in the fishing sector on how to strengthen the protection of marine species, particularly the turtles, which, according to the organizers, play an important role in ozone ecosystems by maintaining healthy seagrass beds and coral feeds, providing key habitats for other marine life, helping to balance marine food webs and facilitating nutrient cycle from water to land. At the event, the executive director of Smile for Life Gambia, Omar Sanyang, tells us more about the 5-day outreach program.
We have been doing some sensitization with the fishing communities at a smaller scale, but this time we want to do it in a bigger scale, whereby involving all the 5 fishing communities within our coastal zone. Disseminate the information regarding the protection of sea turtles and the involvement of artisanal fishermen and then the boat owners. So it has to be a collective effort to make sure that we protect our marine species.
Representing the governor of West Coast Region, Mariama Sen, the youth coordinator of West Coast Region, said the marine species are important for us, but it is a shame seeing how the work of humans is contributing to the bycatching, leading to the reduction of these species.
It's indeed a concern to us as a region, knowing fully the importance that the marine species have. It cannot be underestimated. Their values, even though to the layman's eye, we could see is so huge. So it's definitely sad for us to have noticed that some of them are being extinguished. Their extinction is not a natural one.
The representative of Rampao, a French acronym network of actors in sea turtle conservation from Senegal, Madame Aissata Diaba, said the protection of sea turtles is key, but the focus should be on all sea species that humans continue to disregard and catching them illegally. She highlighted that her organization, Rampao, is working with countries along the coast from Mauritania to Cape Verde, engaging stakeholders on how to preserve these marine species.
moo tax waxtaan baax parce que pour man du nappkat yi rek du just the people.
The protection of the sea turtles should be everyone's concern because we all benefit from the sea, and these turtles play a very important role in enriching the species in the water. The work should be all-inclusive because we can't protect one species and leave the others because many are involved in the illegal catching of species that are very important in enriching the sea. We have to approach this as everyone's concern, not only the fishermen or boat owners, but the authorities, especially lawmakers, and those responsible to implement the laws.
Smile for Life the Gambia is a non-profit, non-religious, non-political organization established in 2011 with the main aim of conserving the environment, climate change adaptation and biodiversity, which could be achieved through the involvement of all stakeholders. The 5-day awareness sensitization campaign will visit Tanjay, Gunjur, Sanyang, Katong and Brufut beaches to meet with fishermen, boat owners and other stakeholders in the fishing industry. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
That's it for QTV News tonight, but don't forget to join us at 10, and thank you very much for keeping us company. Bye.